Hello, dear friends and subscribers. Welcome back to Cricket Happenings. This on a Saturday, so again we'll have a look at the cricket events that happened. But first, I would so let me start off. Let me start off by saying that Pakistan, which was going to see some international cricket after quite a long time, the first one day international between Pakistan and Sri Lanka was totally washed out, and that was a real a sort of blow. That would have been a real sort of blow to the Pakistan cricket fans who have been starved of international cricket for quite a long time in their shores, and it was very sad to see that the first one day between Pakistan and Sri Lanka was totally rained out. The second ODI actually was slated to be played tomorrow, that's on a Sunday, but unfortunately, due to the rain not relenting, and there's a lot of moisture on the ground as well, so they have actually pushed it to September the 30th, that is on Monday, and definitely the Pakistan fans would be definitely looking forward to some real cricket when it happens on Monday, September the 30th. So, but one thing, as you know, the Sri Lankan team are not at full strength at all. They are led by Lahiru Tirimane. They have some two good all-rounders, Dasun Shanaka, and one more all-rounder, Isru Udana. So definitely it's a depleted Sri Lankan side with all the big names coming out of it. Now, so I just wanted to start off with this. Now we look at as you know, the South Africa are in India, and the first tour game was played between South Africa and the Indian Board Presidents 11 at Vizianagaram, and the first match was drawn. So let's have a look at what happened. So South Africa made 279 for 6 declared. Aiden Markram was simply in his element. He was showing his full range of strokes, especially he was as you know, he's a very good driver of the ball, Aiden Markram, and he was driving beautifully through the offside for boundaries as he collected a century on the very first match of the Indian tour, or South African tour of India, with Aiden Markram making 100 runs, consuming 118 balls, which included 18 fours and 2 sixes. Other than that, Dean Elgar made 6, Bruin 6, Zubair Hamza, another talented bloke, 22, 3 fours and 1 6. Bavuma, the experienced bloke, was not out on 87 with 14 fours and 1 6. It was a good hit for both Markram and Bavuma. Du Plessis 9, Vernon Philander indulged himself with 48 and 279 for 6. If you look at the bowling card for the Indian Board Presidents 11, Umesh Yadav 1 for 56, 1 for 26 for Porel, the pace bowler. Shardul Thakur was not among the wickets, but Dharmendra Singh Jadeja went on to take 3 wickets for 66, the left arm spinner. So don't mistake him for Ravindra Jadeja, it is Dharmendra Singh Jadeja. And the Indian Board Presidents 11 finished up with 265 for 8 in their effort. And if you look at the Indian board, well, the only pertinent thing that one would really talk about is Rohit Sharma, who has not been a permanent fixture in the Test matches. I have to say, he collected a 2-ball duck. He was caught by Klassen of the bowling of Vernon Philander for naught. So definitely it's not a good thing that is happening, because Rohit Sharma's name is being touted in Test matches, even by the experts. So one has to wait and watch. Mayank Agarwal made 39 with 6 boundaries. Abhimanyu Ishwaran 13. Panchal was impressive, 60 with 10 fours and 1 6. Karun Nair 19. Siddesh Land was not out on 52 with 7 fours and 1 6 from Mumbai. Bharat made an enterprising 71. of 57 deliveries, which included 7 fours and 5 sixes, and 265 for 8. If you look at the South African bowling card there, Rabada 1 for 27, 2 for 27, Philander 3 for 35, Nigidi went for plenty, Nodji could not pick up a wicket, 1 to Dan Peet, the customer, and Muthusamy taking 1 wicket, the spinner. So, the Indians, as you know, this was like a sort of a dress rehearsal for the first test match between India and South Africa that is coming up probably, I reckon, this week. One has to wait and watch. But the next thing that I'm going to talk about here, I am taking you down to the Caribbean Premier League. The Caribbean Premier League saw a match yesterday between St. Lucia Zouks and Jamaica Talawas, which actually had Jamaica Talawas being pushed out as Jamaica Talawas batted first, and the match was won by St. Lucia Zouks, but Jamaica Talawas were the ones who batted first. They made 165 for 7, Gale making 29 of 34 fours, 1 6, 23 to Glenn Phillips of 11 deliveries, 3 fours and 1 6. Dwayne Smith got into some good form, probably making his first 50 in the Caribbean Premier League this season. 58 of 38 deliveries, 6 fours and 3 sixes. Liton Das made 21 and 165 for 7 for the Jamaica Talawas. Santoki, Krishna Santoki, left arm pacer, 2 for 31. Kesrick Williams was the man of the match with 3 for 24 of his 4. Willowen went for plenty, 3 was none for 40, 2 was none for 18 for the tall and well-built Cornwall, Rakeem Cornwall, who definitely had his bat do the talking, even though he did not bowl well. Fawad Ahmed, 4 overs, was a picture of consistency amidst all what that was going on. 4 was none, 2 for 22. Jamaica, Darren Shami, 101 for 10. And now let's do the St. Lucia Zouks innings. St. Lucia Zouks innings, Rakeem Cornwall opened the innings with Andre Fletcher, as has been the case in this Caribbean Premier League. And Rakeem Cornwall is someone who can be a dangerous bloke. It's only because of his the sort of how heavily he weighs, and also he's a very tall guy, 6 foot 5 inches. And Cornwall absolutely blitzed 51 of just 25 deliveries, which included 4 fours and 5 sixes, and most of the sixes were smoked in the area between mid-wicket and long on, saying that Cornwall is pretty strong on the onside. Andre Fletcher, 17 of 8 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. Colin Ingram, 17, was run out. Grandholm collected a duck. Willowen, 32 of 24, 2 fours, 2 sixes. And just because of the blitz that Rakeem Cornwall did, which added 49 in double quick time in 3.5 overs, that really helped the Lucia Zouks, St. Lucia Zouks, win it, with Sammy slamming 16 of 10 deliveries and winning the match by 4 wickets. The bowling, well, Dwayne Smith 1 for 8, 1 for 35, Zahir Khan, 1 for 28, Raul Lewis, the leggy, Irfan Khan, I think Imran Khan, 4 to 34. So that is what happened yesterday at the Darren Sammy National Cricket Stadium, Gross Islet, St. Lucia. So that is as far, and as I said, Jamaica Talawas have not done well on this particular tournament. They are definitely at the bottom of the table. Now this is something. Now let's have a look at some cricket news that has been really going on in the last week. So we have already talked about the Pakistan One-Day International, so the second One-Day International, which will be played on Monday. I have some news coming in from the Indian domestic county cricket domestic circuit. We are talking about the Vijay Hazare Trophy, where KL Rahul was playing for his side. I will be just talking about that. Now, KL Rahul, the reason I'm talking about KL Rahul here, as you know, KL Rahul has really struggled in international cricket, and he was actually not considered for this South African, where the South Africans are coming. As you know, South Africans are there in India. And the only reason I'm talking about KL Rahul, he played a very good innings, and definitely one has to say it's a sort of an encouraging sign. And the only reason I say that is because he was playing a very decent attack from Kerala and Karnataka. As you know, KL Rahul represents Karnataka. He made his told his list A best innings of 131, and he was playing against Kerala. The conditions were absolutely good for swing bowling or fast bowling, one could say. Especially, we know the Kerala pace bowler Sandeep Warrior is someone to really look at, no doubt about it, because he keeps the seam upright. He gets the ball moving in both the directions, and he was the one who had already caused some havoc over there with a spell of 5 overs, 2 maidens, 15 runs and 2 wickets. And then if you look at the bowling, I said it's a decent bowling attack, because they also had Basil Thampi, who normally clocks at 140 kilometers per hour as far as his pace is concerned. And they had Asif, another pace bowler, who's also hitting the 140 mark. So it was a really decent pace attack that Karnataka were encountering. But one has to say that KL Rahul would feel pretty confident after playing such a knock of 131, which will do him a lot of good. Now, I will be talking about something that probably friends and subscribers might not be so interested, but knowing me as a very cricket crazy guy, I like to keep myself abreast of what's happening in the cricketing world, whether it be any country, any associate country, or you could call the domestic leagues happening. Just by the way, I have something else to say here. One would remember the former Indian captain who was the he started off his test career in a sort of a hat-trick of centuries. He made his debut and he had 3 centuries on the trot. And after that, he was the Indian captain. He was a successful Indian captain, but he got into some great controversy after match fixing was decided, and many of the players, after seeing Mohammad Azharuddin getting out to match fixing, probably lost interest in cricket. I know a lot of my friends who lost interest in cricket. But this bloke fought his case in the court. He admitted to the match fixing, and finally he will be really breathing free now, because Mohammad Azharuddin, who was given a life ban, the ban was reduced, and now he has been appointed as the Hyderabad Cricket Association chief. This is the news coming in as far as local Indian cricket is concerned. And I think Hyderabad cricket will be in great hands here with this Srishti. And what a wonderful player Mohammad Azharuddin was. I mean, I was probably in my college days when Mohammad Azharuddin was. I mean, I have not seen any player like Mohammad Azharuddin using his wrist as per magic. I mean, it was such a wonderful sight in cricket to see Mohammad Azharuddin just using his wrist and putting the ball into the fence. And many of the people, many of my friends and subscribers who have probably not seen Mohammad Azharuddin in action, I would goad them to actually go into your YouTube and look at his videos and see what a wonderful player Mohammad Azharuddin was. What a graceful player he was when he was playing, when he had the bat in his hand. Right, so now let's get on to something which the reason I'm talking about this is something significant has happened in international cricket. Now we are talking about a T20 tri-series that is happening between Singapore and Nepal. And the reason I'm talking about this is because the Nepalese captain Paras Khadka has actually broken a very big record. He has set a new record in T20 cricket. I'm going to tell you what is that record. It's really a record that he can be really proud of. And the reason I say that is that in T20 cricket, there is no player who has actually hit a century, and this bloke has made 106 runs. In fact, just talking about the score, Singapore 151 for 3 of their 20 overs. David was the highest scorer with not out on 64 of 44 balls with 3 fours and 4 sixes. Chandra Mohan made 35. Janak Prakash was not out on 25. And as far as the Nepalese bowling was concerned, Sompal Kami was very expensive. His 4 overs disappeared for 44 runs. Karan Casey had 2 for 34. Bari 1 for 27. And Nepal were given a target of 152. They wrapped up the match in the 16th over with Paras Khadka, the Nepalese captain, absolutely ramming the Singapore bowlers to make 106 runs of 52 deliveries, which included 9 sixes and 7 fours. And as I said, this is a record because he has become the first person in international T20 cricket to actually go on and score a century in T20 cricket. And as I said, that is a big achievement for the Nepalese captain, Paras Khadka. So let's look at the stats of T20 cricket and see why this particular knock from Paras Khadka. And also there is another team involved into this, and probably one would say that Zimbabwe would be the ones who would definitely be the favorites to win the T20 Tri-Series in Singapore. So let's talk about the record of Paras Khadka. Now, Paras Khadka, the reason that the record which I am talking about is a sort of a unique record is because he is the only person who in T20 cricket has scored a century. So let's see the statistics of the knock of Paras Khadka, but also look at the statistics to see why this was a unique. He's the first T20 centurion from Nepal, and definitely it's a proud feeling. So let's have a look at what it says here. So just waiting for the chart to pop out here before I talk about it. So he has become the first Nepalese player to go and make a century in T20 cricket. The previous highest was also held by Paras Khadka from Nepal in T20 cricket, and that was 86 runs that he scored of 50 deliveries, 8 fours and 5. That was against Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur, probably in the yes, it happened in the year 2019. It was in the month of July. But now Paras Khadka has become the first centurion from Nepal in T20 cricket, making 106 of 52 deliveries and 7 fours and 9 sixes. And let me tell you, this is also, you can call it official cricket, because as you know, there are a lot of teams who can play official T20 cricket now after the new ICC ruling that happened. So Singapore are in the mix as well. So the other news that I can talk to you about is in this week we also saw Afghanistan getting their new coach in international cricket. It's none other than the former swashbuckling all-rounder Lance Klusener of South Africa. Lance Klusener of South Africa is the new coach of the Afghanistan cricket team, and he has already said and he has been appointed till the end of 2020, so he will definitely be the one who would be taking care of this Afghanistan cricket team, this dynamic Afghanistan cricket team, I would put it as. And in T20, I think the Afghanistan would be quite a dangerous team when the T20 World Cup happens in Australia. I know that they did not have a very good World Cup, but let's not discount the fact that Afghanistan to me, I have entered a new era in international cricket. And also, that there is also going to be an Asia Cup in the year 2020. So Lance Klusener might have his hands full, that he has to see to it that Afghanistan perform well in the 2020 Asia Cup, and also they perform well in the 2020 World Cup, which is coming up, the T20 World Cup, which is coming up in Australia in the year 2020. Just another update, that there was another match which was played yesterday between Zimbabwe and Nepal in the Singapore 23 Tri-Series at Singapore, where Nepal made 132 for 6 and Zimbabwe won the match by 5 wickets, with Richmond Mutumbami and Ryan Burl amongst the runs. I'm just trying to see whether there's any other cricket that I could really talk about. Well, other than that, one thing that I could talk about is that in the Caribbean Premier League had a big record coming up, which was made, I believe it was on the 23rd match that happened in the Caribbean Premier League. The match was between Barbados Tridents and Trinbago Knight Riders. Tridents won the match by 63 runs. Barbados Tridents, and the only thing that I would like to talk about here is JP Duminy of South Africa, who was representing Barbados Tridents, made the fastest CPL 50 ever in the Caribbean Premier League, as he smashed 65 of 20 deliveries. It was super stuff from JP Duminy. Evan Lewis record the opener, held the record for the fastest 50 in the Caribbean Premier League. He slammed a 50 of 17 balls, and JP Duminy is now the proud holder of the record in the Caribbean Premier League for the fastest 50, as he clattered a 50 in just 15 deliveries. And also the USA leg spinner Walsh, I think his name is Hayden Walsh of the United States, the leg spinner, did a wonderful job as he picked up a 5-wicket bag against the Trinbago Knight Riders, and they were the heroes in their victory against the Trinbago Knight Riders. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I think I have almost covered whatever I can on this cricket show, and definitely, as you know, you can always get onto my cricket tweets on my Twitter. You can also get into my cricket website, www.cricket-stats.com. cricketstatus.com. Well, pleasure bringing you this Cricket Happening show, and look forward to your company tomorrow on a Sunday. Until then, it's goodbye from my studios. Thank you.